Welcome to Archives. Today, we are diving into three chilling stories that continue to unsettle people around the world. First, we'll explore the eerie story of a mysterious mannequin that many claim is haunted. Then, we'll travel to Poveglia Island, a place surrounded by centuries of dark history and ghost legends. Finally, we'll hear a terrifying ghost testimony from someone who claims to have experienced something they still can't explain. Imagine walking into a haunted house, seeing what looks like a dusty old mannequin hanging from the ceiling, and then discovering it was a human body. It was never a mannequin at all. This is the unbelievable true story of Elmer McCarty. Elmer McCarty was an outlaw in the American West in 1911. After a failed train robbery, he was shot and killed during a confrontation with law enforcement. His body was taken to a funeral home in Oklahoma. Since no family came forward to claim him, the undertaker Joseph and Johnson embalmed the body using an arsenic based preservative which helped preserve it unusually well. But weeks turned into months, and still no one claimed the body. Instead of burying him, the undertaker reportedly put the mummified body on display. Visitors paid a small fee to see the mummified bandit, according to historical accounts. Some visitors even placed coins in his mouth or left money with the display. About 5 years later, two men appeared at the funeral home. They claimed to be Elmer's long lost brothers and said they wanted to take him home for a proper burial. The undertaker believed them and handed over the body. But according to historical records, the men were not relatives at all. They were carnival promoters, James and Charles Patterson, who had lied to obtain the body. Instead of giving Elmer a burial, they turned him into a traveling attraction. For years, his body was displayed in carnivals, sideshows, and traveling exhibitions. People paid to look at him as if he was just another exhibit. As the decade passed, Elmer's body changed hands many times. It reportedly appeared in crime museums, wax museums, and amusement parks. Some accounts even claim it was used as a movie prop and stored in warehouse between exhibitions. Not every stop in the body's journey can be verified with complete certainty, but historians agree that it passed through numerous owners over several decades. By the 1970s, hardly anyone remembered that the figure was an actual human being. People assumed it was made of wax. Then, in 1976, while filming an episode of the television series The $6 Million Man at the Pike Amusement Park in Long Beach, California, a crew member tried to move what everyone thought was a mannequin. When they grabbed its arm, it broke off. Instead of wax, they saw real human bones and dried tissues. Filming stopped immediately, and the police were called. Forensic investigators examined the body and eventually identified it as Elmer McCarty, using old records and forensic evidence. After spending more than 60 years being displayed as an attraction, Elmer McCarty was finally laid to rest. In 1977, he was buried in Oklahoma according to reports. Officials poured a thick layer of concrete over the grave to discourage grave robbers or anyone else from disturbing his remains again. Some, part, some parts of Elmer McCarty's journey have become mixed with legends over the years, but the central story is true. In 1987, in West Virginia, a young woman named Zona Hester Shue was found dead in her home. Her husband, Erasmus Troutschew, claimed he had discovered her body. A local doctor examined her, but because Strout was acting strangely and constantly holding his wife's head and neck, the examination was never completed. The official cause of death was first recorded as natural causes and later changed to complications from childbirth, even though there were little evidence to support that explanation. Zona's mother, Mary Jane Hester, refused to believe her daughter's death was natural. According to Mary Jane, Zona's ghost appeared to her over 4 consecutive nights. She claimed the spirit said that Trout had become violent during an argument, grabbed her by the neck, and broke it. To prove it, the ghost supposedly turned her head completely around. Mary Jane became so convinced that she went to the local prosecutor and begged him to reopen the case. During the prosecutor agreed to the prosecutor agreed to exhume Zona's body. During the autopsy, doctors discovered that her neck had indeed been broken and her windpipe had been crushed. The death was ruled a homicide. Proud Shoe was arrested and put on trial for murder. During the trial, the defense questioned Mary Jane about why she had been so certain her daughter was murdered. She told the court about the ghost visits. The judge allowed the testimony not because the court accepted ghosts as evidence, but because the defense had opened the door by questioning her beliefs. The ghost story itself was not the evidence that convicted Trout. Instead, the conviction came from the physical evidence, the autopsy results, and Trout's suspicious behavior. He was found guilty of murder and sentenced to life in prison, where he later died. Today, the Greenbrier ghost remains famous because it is often described as the only US case in which fiction was based on real forensic evidence rather than the paranormal.